Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the harmonious frequencies of the mighty empire of Onion, and this is Factorio. The old pipes are full, it looks like. These are slowly but steadily flowing. And it feels like we are building up on oil a little bit, which is nice. We are still producing plenty of solid fuels. I don't think that we're quite catching up right now, but we are keeping up. You know what I mean? Maybe it is piling up a bit, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure one of these days, yeah, they all used a bunch. And so it sank back down to that one. There it goes again. Okay. So that should remain steady for a while. Plastic production looks pretty steady. These are coming out pretty quick now. I was considering building a fast belt for the copper, so that hopefully it could stack up back here. And I think that's still a possibility, because I'm wondering, let's take a look and see. If the furnaces ever hesitate to output copper, then I think that's a pretty good sign that we need faster belts. This would be the area. Yeah, there are some that are hesitating a little bit. Alright, so let's take a look at what we need to build those. Just iron, huh? We're low on iron. Okay, well, we are transporting copper considerably faster over to this side, and it has resulted in a little bit of a pileup, which is great. That's exactly what we want. I would rather have resources available constantly at a rate higher than what they can be consumed, so that these never have to stop producing for lack of resources. So, achieved. I noticed, though, that the production science packs are waiting on steel, because this furnace, the electric furnace, needs steel to output those. So this is waiting on electric furnaces, which is kind of sad. We'll turn this into a... Oh, I did the wrong thing. I clicked on it here instead of finding it in my inventory. That's okay, though. We can always do with more of them. They just take a long time to build. We'll upgrade this, and then I'm going to need speed and efficiency modules inside these furnaces here. I don't have any processing units, so we're going to have to go get some of those. Steal them from the utility pack production down here. I think we may have to resort to a petroleum gas into solid fuel recipe as well, because we're not using enough petroleum gas to allow us to process oils. I think this last one here is a perfect candidate for that. So if we detach that, wait for this to tick down to the last one, we can tell it process from petroleum gas, and then we just move a pipe up to there. I don't understand that. I really wish it wouldn't try to connect to the same pipe here. I mean, it's easy to solve, right? We just take that away and then hook it up right next to itself right here. So both of those are working now. And this will produce solid fuel in place of these others as kind of a backup. So that ought to be constantly using gas, which will encourage the crude oil to be refined, and that will give us the light and heavy oil as well. Because see, we're down below 1,000 here now, almost. Then we build back up to 1,000. But when we started this episode, it was 2,500 in each, I believe. Or close to it, anyway. So we need to get back up to somewhere like that. Plus, I love the purple smoke that comes out of the petroleum gas. It's real good. Yeah, trying to get these modules made for a furnace, and these are producing so slowly, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know if replacing these with the high-speed belts would help them back up or not, because the processor units just require so many of these circuits before they're actually produced. And these are working as fast as they can. I mean, this one has speed and efficiency modules in it already, so it's literally working as fast as it can. They're not doing terrible on acquiring resources or anything. They are getting wires as they need. And the wires can't stop producing because they're constantly getting materials. Looks like they hesitate for a second, but not very much. Not very often. Oh man, after all this time, Rocket Silo is finished. Ta-da! So now we can get into the Space Science Pack. Good grief, this has taken ages. I think I was already planning on doing something to save up for this, because we have a lot of research that doesn't require production or utility science packs. A lot of research. And I believe, if I remember correctly, tanks is what I wanted to get into next, so that we could get some serious firepower for attacking the biters. Would be great to have, actually, so let's get that started. That should go a little bit faster than our previous production. Science, research, ability. Yeah, with all the labs pumping right now, it ate up the heck out of that, the science, though, that we had available. Okay, yeah, tank is done. A lot faster than anything has been in a while. Let's get to looking at that. Artillery, huh? Mounted on a turret or train wagon. Used to fire automatically at distant enemy structures, or can be manually targeted for even longer distances. Mounted on a turret or train wagon. That's kinda cool. Range, shooting speed. Uranium ammo? Holy cow. That's wild. Okay, we'll look into that later on. Right now, yeah, not so much. Yeah, we need space science for these other things anyway, so that's perfectly fine. Where is the next level of power armor at? Here he is. Yeah, the Mark II. So this requires utility science, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. Let's go ahead and get that going. That utility science comes out pretty slow because of the processor units being produced really slow, but I'm trying to work on that right now. So our limiting factor are these regular circuits. I'm going to pull these off with the filter inserter onto this belt, and we'll just take the excess of these circuits. So it'll be effectively 4 of these circuit assemblers working for that one machine, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so if we look in here though, we have what we need to build a tank. So let's just do it. It'll take a while because I do have a bunch of other stuff that's queued up already. We need those things though, so I will allow them to tick through. Been a lot of waiting in recording this episode. There's going to be a lot of happening off camera. So, yeah. I'll just edit all those parts out so you don't have to worry about it. This recording is probably going to be about 2 hours long or so. And we'll see how long the video comes out to be. I'll be surprised if it's a half hour, but I'll try to make it so. Okay, so the copper has slowed down quite a bit. I had to take a little bit for my own purposes. So that's part of it. But also, yeah, it's just not sufficient, I would say. But we'll send these circuits down through this filter inserter. This ought to be producing enough between these two to supply these with what they need for now. Really what's holding these back is the electric furnaces. And it's starting to get steel at a pretty regular pace now. These are being produced anyway. But yeah, this huge influx of circuits onto this belt is going to help tremendously. If we could double our output here of processing units, or close to it at least, I could throw this guy here, because I feel like this belt will back up eventually with circuits, and then this will be able to produce a bit faster. Maybe we'll be able to produce enough processing units to satisfy both of these guys. The low density structures are still a challenge for us right now, but I don't know, we're churning those out generally as fast as we can. Copper is always the hold up. There has to be something else that I could do to improve the copper production, but for now it's just insufficient. I mean, look at this. The ore is stacked up all the way down to the end, just about. But lo and behold, it's just not being processed fast enough. I've got, you know, the highest tier fuel burning furnaces, and so many of them, producing with the best fuel that I have available to me. So, I don't know, folks. My other option would be just to start slowly but surely replacing these with electric furnaces, move the belt to where it's come out, out by a square, and then just feed it into electric furnaces. We could take away all of this fuel usage, but that, once again, would slow down our processing of crude oil, so we would have to find another way to process that. I stole a bunch of plastic off of the line too, so these have been working overtime here. And yeah, we're finally starting to store up oils, light and heavy. So that's good. I unplugged this guy. I don't think I showed that on camera, because we don't need more petroleum gas being produced necessarily at this moment. Though we are producing basically at our max, because the pipes are empty. But as long as the plastic and sulfur are backed up all the way, I really don't care if the petroleum is empty. And actually, the solid fuel isn't being produced quite as quickly as I would like for it to be. I don't think that's only the fault of the petroleum gas being slow either. I feel like we're just using it that fast. Yeah, this is being used up pretty quickly. So I might have to eventually extend some of these chemical plants down here, maybe even. I think this is wide enough to supply it down here. We could run this off of petroleum gas and then just have these all as oil. Have like 2 more units here, just feeding the furnaces. And then all of these 4 will be feeding the power production down there. Just take away the splitter, allow these to be producing, and that be it for them. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. How are we looking down here? This isn't being supplied with enough of these circuits. And part of that is the lack of copper, for sure. Because I imagine now, yeah, copper isn't backed up over here as solid as it was before. These are all tier 1 scrubs still. I have 1 assembling machine too. Let's grab at least 3 more, because I had 3 tier 1s in storage there. So yeah, we'll bump this one up to a tier 2. It ought to produce a little bit faster. Which of course uses up our copper more, though. So that's a problem. You could argue that I should prioritize the output of this to the left so that it goes this way first, but I would argue that all of it would go this direction and none of it would ever be taken up here. This backs up faster, so if this backs up ever, then this will continue to flow over here and get us what we need on that side. It's difficult to say, like, I can't just say put twice as much to the left as you do to the right, you know, 2 to 1 or something like that. There's no real ratio that I could do, which would be nice to have that level of control over it, but I just don't have that available to me, so not an option. Oh, I didn't notice that these were trying to feed these guys right here. I might need to step one or two of these up a notch, but I think right now, with our lack of copper, this is going to have to be sufficient. You might notice too that I'm constructing shells, explosive cannon shells. I also have cluster grenades that I made. Be proud of me. I would like to test those out and see how well they do against the biters. We're also slowing down on stone, of all things. So these stone bricks are beginning to be an issue. And that's because we're running out of stone up here. I had to take away a miner because it was empty. This guy's run out of fuel, so we'll give him some solid fuel to work on. He shouldn't run out now. This guy's still got some solid fuel. We'll be sure to top him up. Can't reach this guy. Yeah. What does he have? Oh, he's only got 42 underneath him, so he's about to be empty. This guy's still got 1.3k. And there's a couple of nodes here, at least 3, that aren't going to be reached by this miner. So once this guy's done, I'll just move him up here. He'll eat up some of these that are with the miner. And then we'll just move this light out of the way and get this one little bit there later. But yeah, this is backed up pretty good. These have already... I put this guy up here because there was some more up here. It's not there anymore, though. These have devoured all of that. There we go. Let's unplug that one, so that'll help mine up the last of this. 156 bits. 155 now. I need to check on this train also because it was running on wood. Yeah, we'll take that out and put some solid fuel in there. Same for this side too, if it's still got wood. There. We'll take half of this fuel out and plug it in up here. Yeah. 26 and 50. Okay, that's all stored up, and one other use of that is that I can now make the combat shotgun. Boom. So we'll work on that too, and these piercing shotgun shells, I would like to put to the test. I used the regular shotgun in the last playthrough, and it didn't do so hot. So I'd like to see what improvement the combat shotgun can provide for us. Let's come down here and drop off the wood that I picked up, which is here. And then, since we have a few shells built, I think it's time that we took down the biters that were bothering us last episode down at the south area there. So boom, here's the tank. Wham! There. Yeah, I do need some solid fuel to give to it. There we go. I was trying to figure out how come I couldn't get in there. Yeah! Now it's running. We'll throw that in there. I guess it has room for 2 rounds. Oh, never mind. This is a flamethrower, actually. That's amazing. So it's got a cannon, machine gun, and a flamethrower. I like it. We might not even have to get out of this thing. We might just be able to destroy what we're going for. So I don't think I need to... Oh yeah, see, they know what's coming. We do need to come down here and repair also. Kills 96. So that might have been from a different... $67. That might have been from a different hive then. I was thinking this hive was attacking us quite a lot over on this side. These guys probably need to be taken down too. That'll be our first stop on our way south there. We'll see if I can make it without running into everything though. Let's start with the machine gun because I'd like to see kind of how it works before we get into the tank. Oh no, here they come. Move pretty fast, but I think they're a little bit faster. Oh, they're headed straight for the gun line, though. Yeah, toast. I like that you can still hear the tank, even zoomed out all the way. And it should have plenty more health than what the truck had. So it should last a bit longer. We'll see, though. It depends on how I drive it and how close and reckless I get. Okay. What? Are you really that inaccurate? Or is that just your max range? Because I figured since it was green, that would mean that we could hit it. Oh wow. One shot, though, took it out. I probably could have gotten away with using a big shell on that guy. Nice. Is this little guy chewing on this rock? I think he was. Or spitting on it. One. Oh, wow. Okay. We got attacked up here, too. Man. Yeah, they are all getting irritated that I'm out here destroying them. I don't blame them. But at the same time, I need them to not destroy me. So it's me or them. Sadly. Oh, come on. Gotta run through this dang burnt down forest. Oh, and it's gonna become night. That's not good. It's gonna ruin my visibility here. Alright, slow down. Slow down. Back up. Okay. Get them. Get this one. Boom. Can't quite hit him from there. Got him. Man, this tank is too much. I'm in love. Come on. I pressed the wrong button there. Okay. Oh no. Back up, please. Okay. We're losing quite a bit of health, but we're still doing fine. It takes him a minute to switch guns. Oh, we're still losing health, so we must have a spit on us. Okay, that was that whole colony, though. Group, whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's all patched. Oh, man. Yeah, now how are we looking? Pretty clear. I mean, there's these guys, but there's no pollution reaching them. These guys barely have any pollution reaching them. But they might be some that are angry. Because I feel like we got attacked from this side. In that last attack. Oh, no. This is that iron pickup, yeah. So they have to be coming from... Oh, never mind. There's a whole group up here that I didn't know about. Okay. Well, let's get to it. Oh no. Ugh, the goop is so bad. little further. Okay, man, we're doing well. We got 26 shells left, but we took those guys down. I don't know about all these worms. I think I could probably leave them there, and they're, I don't want to say harmless, but it's less worry when it comes to worms than it is when it comes to full-blown nests. So yeah, here we are. How much fuel did we use? 8? That's not bad at all. It's probably much more of a fuel hog than the truck was, but it's still better than going on foot, that's for sure. I didn't use the cluster grenades, I realize, but maybe it was better to not. Let's connect this wall here. Just so they don't get any wild ideas to go behind. I like it. I love the sound effect too. Not only of the treads ticking along, but also of the cannon. Cannon sound effect is pretty clean. It sounds tough, basically. It sounds strong. Solid. Okay, we'll park it there for the time being. See how that goes for us. Make sure he's topped up on that. Make sure he's topped up on these. There we go. I would kind of like to make some flamethrower fuel, but, oh no. We've lost all of our backup solid fuel also. How are these using so much fuel? So we're going to have to get into... Yeah, the petroleum gas is building up, so that's good. What about these guys? You have to 5.9, 3.8k. So we might be able to get away with 1 or 2 more of these chemical plants producing solid fuel. I'll have to think about that one. Let's get these repaired though. Okay. Man. Well, it might not have shown up on the recording, but we definitely got a lot accomplished today. I think what I'm gonna have to do with this is have all of these producing and just outputting on the far side of the belt. Yeah. And then I'll have some down here to process oil. Ugh. I might have to have them outputting and then run it underneath and around. It'll be ugly, but it'll be possible. So there's that, I suppose. Yeah, because we are starting to build up and we obviously need more solid fuel. I took a little bit from this belt to fuel this up and the train. I didn't think it was enough to disrupt the supply chain. I don't think it was. I think this is just using a lot more than I expected it to. Our accumulator charge is staying good. I haven't noticed us using any accumulator charge at night. In fact, it is night right now, and the accumulators are still full, so it hasn't been a huge issue. Man, okay, well, I think we, yeah, I think it was a pretty productive episode so far. That's going to have to do it for this one. If you want to catch another one, be sure to subscribe. Consider supporting my channel through the Patreon link down in the video description, and feel free to check out any of my other videos or playlists that you might be interested in. I thank you so much for all the time that you spend on my channel, and I hope blessings of wisdom and peace on all of you. Farewell.